Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Oluwashindara, and it's so good to have you back. Like, my face looks a lot different, I know, and I just felt like I've spent money on makeup because I did my shoots. I did my maternity shoot today, and I spent money on makeup, and it would just be right to use this makeup. And I'm going to go off makeup. I mean, imagine cleaning up the makeup and money has not been totally used. So my face is a lot different, and just accept it's still the same person. My name is Oluwashindara John-Moteh. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I talk about faith, lifestyle. Recently I started talking about my pregnancy journey and what motherhood, and this playlist or this series is about my pregnancy journey. So if you've been following my previous videos, you've seen that I've done quite a lot of videos talking about my journey as a first-time mom and everything that I think I need to share as regards this journey and help other people to learn. So today we're going to be talking about the impact of the implications of pregnancy, and like what pregnancy actually does to you, and why it's just important that you should actually prepare for this journey. Because fam, it's not for the faint-hearted. Trust me, it's not for the faint-hearted. It's going to test everything in you. Your emotional state, your physical state of mind, your mental state of mind, your financial, everything. Pregnancy journey is not something that you just throw yourself into. And you know, a lot of times I hear people say that we plan to wait for 6 weeks, 6 months, we plan to wait for 1 year, we want to wait for 3 years, and then it happened. Really, except from very few cases where you try everything and it happens. If you say that you did not intend to get pregnant like immediately, then you should be doing something about it. You can't just say I don't want this thing to happen, and you're not doing anything to ensure that it doesn't happen. Do you understand? Now, I am anti-medical way, especially for first-time moms or people that have never been pregnant before. I'm not saying you should go the medical route. I really do not I do not subscribe to contraceptives and all those other things at the I mean, when you have not had a child before, honestly, because I feel like these things have a way of balancing, and it's just risky. Even though medical practitioners will tell you that you can actually go for it, but honestly, I just feel like when you have never had a child, let's not gamble it. And there are different ways that people try to ensure that you do not have kids. For us, it works for us. For other people, I hear some other people say, oh, I tried and it didn't work for me. It doesn't work for some other people, but at least you know that you tried. And that time you know that this one is a child that God wanted you to have. Do you understand? So there are different ways to ensure that you do not get pregnant on your honeymoon, or get pregnant like the day you are, I mean, just like 2 months into marriage. Because really, do I regret waiting? Never. Like, I would do that over and over again, because it really helped us strengthen our bond, and even it helped our pregnancy journey. And I'm going to be talking more about that as we go along in this video. So you could do people say withdrawal. Me, I do not 100% believe in withdrawal, but then if it works for you, fine. There is the chatting method, where you know your chart, you know your ovulation cycle, your ovulation period. You calculate it, and you know your safe period and when it's not safe. And then there's condom, and then there are condoms that you can use to ensure that this you're preventing, and any other way that you think that you can use to prevent getting pregnant. But then what I'm trying to say is, if you think that you are not ready, do not venture into it. And you cannot be saying that you don't want it, and you're not doing anything to ensure that it doesn't happen. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. So now, what does pregnancy do? Firstly, let me start by saying that even if you plan to get pregnant, like you plan, you prepare, you pray for it. In fact, you pray for it, you've been trusting God for it, you probably waited, you've done everything. Pregnancy is tough, is demanding. Even the easiest people, and this is me, that I would say that I'm one of those people that had it easy. If I'm saying this, then you can imagine people that actually had it difficult. So there are different changes that comes with pregnancy. You have the physical changes, the emotional changes, the mental changes, spiritual changes, like financial changes. There are a lot of changes that comes with pregnancy. Even your marriage change, a lot of things. It affects literally every aspect of your life. honestly, pregnancy affects every aspect of your life, and so you need to understand that in the first instance. So pregnancy is what you see is what you get. You really do not know what is going to happen to you until you get into that phase. And what's part of it is that for some people you might think that, oh, I have escaped it, and then tomorrow you just wake up and see that you're having this thing. For instance, I honestly thought that I had escaped stretch mark until when recently I started seeing bits and bits of even though I was proactive not using bio oil to moisturize, but then I was just really surprised that it was coming later, and then someone told me that, oh, your belly is now expanding, and so you're going to get it. You can wake up tomorrow morning. Some people in their 9th month, that's when they have the swollen face, swollen feet, and all those other things. They've been glowing all through the pregnancy. So really, it's what you see is what you get. You cannot really say this is what I'm going to do, and so that's why it's important that at least you have an understanding, so that when it comes, you are ready. Because one thing that actually makes you really sad and makes you really feel down is the fact that in the first instance you did not even expect this. So when you're already mad, you have the mindset that really what you see is what you get. It makes you to have at least, let me not say you're expecting it, but you're not caught unaware, and it doesn't now sadden you. For instance, when I say physical changes, your body is going to change. I mean, your body is creating a whole human being. Initially, I used to feel so unacceptable of my body. I don't know if that's the right word to use. I really didn't like the way my body was changing, because I felt like my body was transitioning already into a body structure that I didn't like, and I was really trying to see how I can get out of it. And then I fell pregnant. I actually wanted to be pregnant, and then I got pregnant, and I couldn't do anything at that point again. So I had to let that part of my life, I just accept that part of my life like that. And then it was worse when people now started to make insensitive comments. Like, people really pass some comments, and you're like, really, who raised you? So when people begin to mention those things, I mean, when people began to pass those comments at me, it was really getting to me. So my husband made me see that, see, the body is changing, and these people that I even talk is funny enough. Some of these people are even women, and it's like you don't even know what happened to them when they were pregnant. So don't let anybody just make you feel sad and all that. You are really doing good, because honestly, so really having like an understanding of what to expect just kind of helps you to manage expectations or manage whatever you are dealing with. It's not like as if it solves it, but then just knowing that, okay, this can happen, and these things come from reading, understanding what can go on in your body, understanding what exactly is going on in your body. Because when you understand what is going on in your body, you can actually relate. Then when you don't know what's going on in your body, is what makes you scared. And because I mean, I belong to like about 3 or 4 antenatal groups, and this is one of the things I'm also going to talk about: knowledge, having community, being in community, like search out for communities. Too much of knowledge actually can be quite confusing. Getting things from this place, from that place, it can be confusing. But then I belong to 2 antenatal groups that I would subscribe to, and I would tell everybody to actually join. There's one that is beginning, but I met them on Instagram. This one is filled with different medical practitioners, so you can actually like reach out to them 24/7, and somebody would be able to respond to you. Anything that you feel, any question that you have in your mind, somebody's going to answer. Then there's another one that is BetSafe. That one also is coordinated by medical practitioners, but you don't have access to the medical practitioners like that. There are different classes that goes on to teach people. But what I like about BetSafe is the fact that it's a group of vulnerable moms. So moms that are in different trimesters, people that have gone through a lot of things. We are plenty, about 1,000. So when you come online and you ask something, somebody somewhere is giving you information, and they're not giving you information, they're advising you to run straight to the hospital. So if that BetSafe is almost like my apropos group, because people just talk about different things, sex, different things that you just need to know in pregnancy, basically finances and all of that. And it's just a place where everybody's learning and sharing and all of that. So this group actually helped me to like build confidence with what is going on. And that's what, and that, I mean, that was just by the way. I was talking about physical changes. So first you need to read, understand what is going on in your body, so they can have an expectation. You cannot know what to expect. For instance, if you wake up tomorrow and you see that your legs are swollen, you can understand that, okay, my legs are swollen because maybe I have high blood sugar or high BP or something, and these are the things that I can do to actually reduce the leg swelling. I can just elevate my leg. You understand? So
understand that these are the physical changes that might happen, and these are some of the things that I can do when these physical changes happen. Now, another thing I'm going to talk about is the emotional changes. Like, their pregnancy hormone is just really funny, and I tell you, because I'm a very strong person. I'm that hard girl that you really know. Anybody that knows me really know that I'm one hard girl like that. But pregnancy will just deal with your emotional state in a way that is so messy. Are there times when, what am I even saying times? Yes, there are actually times when I just find myself crying and I'm wondering why I'm crying. But yesterday, let me tell you what funny thing happened yesterday. I was really craving for afang, and I was craving for pounded yam and afang. I had ordered it, and I was really happy yesterday. I was working, in fact I did house chore, I was really doing a lot of things. I was really active yesterday, and I had ordered this pounded yam and afang. You know, the thought that the pounded yam and afang is coming was really making me very happy. Just for them to call me after, not even the people, the restaurant, the dispatcher called me almost 1 hour after to say that they are bringing delivery, and they're like, where are you? I said Egbeda, and they're like, oh sorry, we don't deliver to Egbeda. And I'm like, people cannot even say this since morning. I paid, was expecting the order, and honestly I started crying. I cried so much that it was affecting the way I was talking. Everybody that spoke to me knew that something was wrong with me, and my husband even had to go and start looking for that meal yesterday, and I really pitied him. I didn't know they didn't even get the exact meal, but he brought something really near, and I was super appreciative. I'm sure even him, he knew that I was really appreciative. I was saying thank you a gazillion times yesterday. It was almost like it was my lifesaver. Honestly, I was happy. My happiness came back when I saw food. I'm like, wow, so food can control my mood like this. Do you understand? That's just the emotional state. The emotional state is going to be everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. I'm somebody that when people talk to me, when people, like people's comments, people's insensitive comments do not get to me. In fact, you will get your response. You wait and get your response. But now imagine somebody telling me that, oh, I'm baggy, I'm sluggish, and it's getting to me. I'm angry that somebody said something about me, and I want to like change. I'm conscious because of what somebody said about me. And it's the hormones coming to play, really, because I know that for someone like me, I did not used to be like that. So one of the things you're going to have to do with emotional state is, one, it's not like as if that's the solution, but it can really help you, and that is having affirmations, speaking positive things to yourself. Affirmations are really important. There are a lot of affirmations that you can, there are a lot of pregnancy affirmations that you can actually read out to yourself at any point of the day. When you keep reading these affirmations to yourself, it helps you to know that, yes, it just kind of helps you feel better. And I mean, you're reading something to yourself, yet you kind of start believing these things you're reading to yourself, and it makes you feel better on the days when you're really sad. And also having somebody that, having a supportive partner really helps. Supportive people around you, people that would unprovoked, without any reason, just telling you, oh, you're beautiful, you look good, you're doing well. You see those comments as a way of really helping you to feel better on days when your emotions are everywhere. Now there's the financial, man. See, let me tell you, having a child, welcoming a child, if you're in Nigeria in this Tinubu's economy, and I don't even know, I know this video can be watched like years later or in another country, and you're wondering, every country now is feeling the inflation. There's hike in price, things are expensive, the world's economy is not smiling. So no matter where you are, even if you are extremely rich, you know that there are still some things that you really wish you can afford and you cannot. So for whatever level of affluence you think that you have, well, maybe I've just not seen some kind of money that will make you not to actually need anything. But I like to tell you that pregnancy is expensive. Firstly, you just need to get an HMO. Like, I would advise that if you're working, maybe if you're a business person, and you do not have an HMO, please get an HMO. It's going to help you with costs, because with pregnancy, for instance, some HMOs will say, okay, you can have scan maybe like 2 or 3 times, and every other one will go with exceptional with approvals. And you know how much scan is, antenatal visits, visiting the gynecologist every now and then. Sometimes you have to see the sonographer, I mean that's for scan. Some other times you have to see other doctors or other medical practitioners. Pregnancy is really expensive. You have to eat fruits. You have to eat fruits consistently. That's something. Eating fruits are very expensive, especially for someone like me that stays in Lagos, Nigeria. fruits are very expensive and you have to be consistent in eating fruits. Then you also have to be able to, then drugs, buying drugs. Some other people cannot even take the usual drug that everyone takes. Someone like me, I couldn't stand the smell of my routine drugs, so I had to settle for pregnant care, even though pregnant care was big initially, but I found that okay, it was useful. So now buying pregnant care is quite expensive. You need to have that money. Do you understand? Then you need to be able to eat healthy. So you're not, apart from fruits, you're eating veggies, you're watching what you're eating. You can't be eating carbohydrate. You have to put protein. You have to look out for different proteins to eat. Imagine if you are now I am not, maybe you cannot stand some particular meal, you're craving. Some people are craving things that are very expensive to get. Some other people cannot stand the regular things like bread. Some people cannot stand meat, they have to eat chicken or fish. I know this one is more expensive, or turkey. Some other people cannot stand rice, beans, the regular things they eat, so they have to eat yam. Yam is expensive than rice. Do you understand? So some other people cannot even stand food that is cooked at home. They have to like go out and buy food. Buying food is expensive, so finance is gonna put a lot of toll on your finances. That's just you alone. Then now, I mean, buying of clothes, because part of the physical changes that I spoke about also is your body getting big, your body size changing and all of that. You have to now invest in maternity dresses and all of that. Maternity dresses are more expensive than your normal office dress or your casual dresses, so you actually have to buy those clothes. Shoes, comfortable shoes. For someone like me, so you know, when I got pregnant, I realized that I didn't have flat shoes, and I had to go and buy flat shoes, and it was me spending money on flat shoes. I had to get like a few pairs of shoes. I had to change clothes. I couldn't use my perfume. I had to like look for other deodorants I could use. I couldn't use toothpaste at a point, because it was nauseating me. You have to look for other options that you can actually check, or other options that can actually work for you. And this is just you. Now let's talk about expecting a baby, like welcoming the baby. You see those tiny creatures, a pair of their jeans, it will buy 2 jeans for you. So for me, I had to do thrifted and new, and then luckily for me, I also got UK all. So somebody shopped for me from the UK, and then those ones were actually quite cheaper and affordable, and then it was free. So it was so very easy for me. I pray that if you are watching me and you pray for this kind of grace, may God give you, because really it was just such a relief to have those things coming for me. So imagine imagine when you now start shopping for those things. If I tell you how much I spent, over ₦1 million. And if I'm saying over ₦1 million, I'm just saying it now because I'm not done shopping. I'm not done with some things. So by the time I'm done with all those things, I'm sure that I will spend far above the money I've spent now. But then, because I'm almost close to the ₦1 million, I said I did spend just on expecting a newborn, shopping for the newborn alone. You can see how much. So imagine for someone that doesn't have that much. That's why I said HMO is important, because we didn't have to spend on medicals. We're just spending on ourselves, or they're spending on myself, preparing for the baby and all of that. So imagine if I have to now put in medicals. I know people that spend as much as 1.5 million on delivery, and cesarean section is more expensive than vaginal delivery, and you really do not know what you are going to, as in the method you are going to give birth with, until the point of delivery, because everything can be perfectly fine until when you are ready to deliver. So you cannot even say that, okay, I'm paying for vaginal delivery. What if you now get to that point and some things just happen? Because see, when Yoruba say ekwe womo, they know what they are saying, because it's really a big ewu. So you need to prepare for that thing. You don't want your wife is in the hospital, and that's when you're running up and down, begging people for money and all of that. So it's important to actually know how much you can actually afford. And like I said, well, I also need to clear that with finances, you can actually, sometimes when I buy things, I ask my husband. So people that do not really have money, or people that are like really like need, how do they have children? Truth is, for any amount you have, you can actually get maybe basics, but then it's important that you want to give your child a comfortable life, and so it's important that you actually at least save up, understand what you are venturing into, so that it doesn't catch you unawares. Because even if you have money already in stock, you're still gonna wonder why is this guy collecting all this money from my hand. So it's important to plan ahead and understand that there are financial changes or financial responsibility or implications that comes with pregnancy. So I've spoken about physical, I've spoken about emotional, I've spoken about financial. Now let me talk about spiritual. You think you'll be praying 10 hours, you can wake up in the middle of the night and you will scream, like you speak in tongues and things are changing. My sister, hey, you see, it's that time, because what my husband said, when was the last time you joined your women program? I can't remember. This is me that will literally join like 2 or 3 programs. I'll join maybe I'll finish my personal devotion, join Nathaniel Bassey's devotion, the Nathaniel Bassey's Hallelujah Challenge, and finish up with, there's a women community that I belong to. I will pray and all of that, and I will do all of that in one night. Like overnight, I'm praying, I'm controlling the atmosphere, I'm in charge of my atmosphere. I wake up in the morning, back to my quiet time. Honestly, so yesterday I had like a personal time with God, and before that yesterday it's been a long time. And even when I got into that atmosphere to fellowship with God, I knew that it felt like a long time, and I just kept on saying, God, I know you understand, because sometimes I'm just going to work and that is when I just pray, and that's when I can pray. Sometimes I am praying and I'm honestly out of breath, I'm tired, and I just am remembering the words in my mind. To wake up in the morning is honestly a struggle. Talk more when you start praying. To wake up in the middle of the night, tell me about it. Sleep. You are praying and you don't even know when you doze off. You find that you are awake by 12 and then you are waking up by 4 o'clock. Oh my God. So if you are just getting married, spiritually alert now. Start. And I know, and that was one of the reasons why I said I like the fact that we waited, because honestly, I think some of the things that I'm even seeing manifestation in this pregnancy are as a result of some of the prayers that I have prayed, the prayer investment that I have invested long before I actually took in. Because now I can see the words I spoke, the prayers, I can see them manifest now. So it's important that you should take charge then, because now you will not be able to take charge. You will not as much as you want to. Even if you are doing better than what I'm saying, but you will know that it is not as, that strength is not there. The fasting, you can't fast again, definitely, because for some of us, if you have not eaten, it's looking like we're going to pass out. So fasting is even totally out of it. And then just to pray alone, going, you are tired. I remember that, I mean, myself and my husband go for a particular prayer walk. For the first trimester, we couldn't go for the prayer walk at all. We had to stop. It was later in the second trimester when I could get myself back and I was a little bit stronger that we started going for the prayer walk. And now we just walk a bit and I'm more honestly exhausted already. I'm honestly exhausted. It's looking like my leg is hanging. But then because I have a partner with me, and then you know when you just charge yourself in the spirit, you're a little bit stronger. So that has helped me. So that's why with this, it's important that first, before you get pregnant, you keep yourself a lot of prayer, charge yourself up. You need those prayer, you need to fill your prayer bank. And then anytime that you feel up to it, because really prayer doesn't actually mean that your quiet time, your encounter with God doesn't actually mean that you have to like stop everything you're doing and pray. You need those moments, but there's also some moments that you just need to, you're walking to the office, you're taking a stroll, you're driving to the office, just charge yourself in the spirit and try to look for other ways to connect with God. And also it's important to have people that are praying over you, your friends, your partner, your parents. Just have people that can connect with you and pray over you, because you actually need those prayers as you go along in the journey. So that's how to prepare spiritually. Now, maritally, pregnancy is going to take a toll on your marriage, and the extent to which it's going to take a toll depends on the communication level yourself and or the relationship that yourself and your partner had before pregnancy, pre-pregnancy. And I'm going to do a video with my husband. I just want to like know his perspective about pregnancy and how our journey dealt with him. Do you understand? I think having his own perspective will actually make this conversation a more balanced conversation. But then it's important that you have a good relationship with your partner before now, because pregnancy is going to stretch you. Sex. What is sex? Sex. Sex. No, some people, they actually have higher libido, so it works for them, but a lot of people do not. And there are even men, you see women that say, me, I'm ready, I'm fine, but it's the man that say, let me not choke, I gotta affect the baby's head. Even though nothing can actually happen to the baby. And sex is really important in pregnancy, but sometimes the body is willing. The flesh, the body is, how do I ever say this? The act is willing, but the body is not. So now you're in the act and you just feel disgusted and you're like, can you just get off me, please? It's a lot, and you need supportive partners. That's why I get disgusted when I hear people that say my husband cannot hold body. Are you serious? Are you really, really serious? You cannot carry pregnancy. You still cannot hold body. Hello, have sense. Just have a sprinkle of sense. But then you need to have like good communication. Apart from sex, you being fatigued, not being able to involve yourself in all the conversations. I mean, imagine that you have a serious conversation and you have slept. These things happen. These are real matters. Or you are just like, maybe you want to go out or you want to stroll. You usually stroll. You can't stroll because you are always fatigued. You always have dates, dinner dates. You go out to eat. You can't eat because of nausea. Do you understand? Like a lot of things, these are like real life issues, and so you need to find new ways to actually improve your marriage, new ways to converse. So there's no sex now. What are we doing? Are we doing foreplay? How are we spiking all this marriage such that something is not suffering for the other? Because, and it's important that you build your relationship with your husband now that you are pregnant. Because I mean, I've not had a child, but I know from people that have gotten that have given birth already that once the child comes, it just begins to put a spiff between yourself and your partner, and you just need to build that relationship now that it's just both of you, rather than when your husband feels neglected later on when the child comes. And sometimes you will say, oh, I'm not going to neglect my partner, but really it's not within your control. You don't even know that you are neglecting him. You think that you're actually giving him time, but really you are not. So maritally, you need to actually, like, pregnancy is going to deal with your marital life, and you need to have that understanding, that conversation, consistent conversation with him. So how do you feel about this? What's going on in your mind? What do you mean? Communicate. And I know that these things are not written in black and white. I'm just saying based on things that are based on general perspective. There are different perspectives also that you probably go into, and like, how do I deal with this? You can reach out to me, reach out to people, just talk. I think that for everyone who is pregnant, or for everyone who intends to get pregnant, it's important that you have conversation with somebody that has gone through that process. Don't go into this journey completely ignorant. I beg you. You'll find out that things are a lot easier when you have understanding of some things. But if you go in completely ignorant, you're going to suffer a lot of things. You'll find out things that you should not suffer. Imagine you consistently having nausea when somebody somewhere can tell you what to do to help you minimize the effect or minimize the feeling and will make you feel better, but then you are here suffering. Imagine that you're spending money. Like now, there's some things that people say. I watch a lot of YouTube video and people are saying things I regret buying, things I regret buying, things I regret buying. I'm so consistent that there are some things that I do not need to buy. And imagine if I had gone to buy it and then tomorrow it wasted. I could have just saved myself money, time, and all these other things because I learned. So it's important that, yes, there's something that you will learn on your own, but it's important that you go on this journey with at least an understanding of what you're getting into, and a partner, somebody that understands. Now, beyond your mother, because really, your mother is a good person to actually converse with, but you know, our time has changed. So it's important that you have people that just gave birth, or people that are in that same journey with you that you can converse with. It's really going to help your emotional state. And also, just if you see people that will always naysayers, people that will always putting their fears, their insecurity on you, please, I beg in the name of Jesus, eradicate those people. I wanted to do a video on dealing with fear and anxiety in pregnancy. I think I will do it maybe after this, dealing with fear and anxiety in pregnancy, because it's important that you eradicate anyone that is going to bring in fear and anxiety into your life, and stand firm on what you believe or what works for you. And the Lord is your combined strength. Basically, the essence of this video is that pregnancy will deal with you in different ways, and it's important that you have that understanding already and you are prepared for it. If there are other things that I did not say in this video that you think that you want to share with people, please drop it in the comment section, or let me know the kind of videos you want me to do, and I'll be more than willing to do it. Thank you very much for watching to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Until next time you see me, remain blessed. I love you. Bye.